the Honorable Minister, the Director and the Advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister. I'll just quickly tell you the vision of the Minister that he has set for us. I'll just explain a few words. The vision that the Minister has given us for tribal development. So it's enterprise mode. So why tribal enterprise is what we'll discuss. And how is it different from the normal paradigm of tribal development? Is the Prime Minister's vision that we need to take a long jump. And the growth, any growth has to be, for it to be meaningful, has to be inclusive. And the 10 crore tribal, 50% of them living in villages, are still the lowest in the poverty rung. And there needs to be a paradigm shift to give them a long leap into the future and development. Their tribal wisdom and their knowledge is invaluable and brings tribals into the mainstream of development. Respecting this, there still needs to be a commercial system which takes them into the big time of development. It needs an enabling environment and innovation and entrepreneurship. Like any development goal will need innovation and entrepreneurship. Tribal development is no different and has to be following the same paradigms that an IIT Kanpur graduate does of the dream of a startup. Why can't a tribal entity dream of a tribal startup and produce what he's most skilled in producing? He's a masterful craftsman, he's a masterful producer of forest producers, a masterful blender of forest producers, a masterful value addition. But what he lacks is marketing, his access to markets. If this can be added to his system, he'll quadruple his income very quickly. So there needs to be but some safeguards. A level playing field will have to be created. This will not happen on its own. If it could happen on its own, it would have happened 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. It has not happened. So this level playing field is where the government will have to play a very strong role. It is not that level playing field will be created by the market. The market will ignore this segment of the society. They will be treated as only producers and gatherers. If you want to be entrepreneur, the level of an entrepreneur, the government will have to play a very strong hand-holding role and to create a level playing field. We tend to believe that government has no role in development, and why should government take part in such activities? But in this system, there is a mandatory role for the government to handhold the tribal for creating a level playing field so that it can kickstart the enterprise model of development. This model, the minister's model is moving from wages employment guarantee to enterprise enablement. Leverage the available raw materials and local things. They are very skillful. You can imagine the tribal has survived in a forest situation for thousands of years. And it is not just out of the love for forest that is there. He does good, pure economic activities. But the systems that prevail don't allow him to get the remuneration, the enterprise, and the benefits and the profits that he is duly entitled for. And then there is a convergence, so many things, like we are doing a convergence model in the GI thing. LBSNAA, Trifed, Ministry of Culture, DIPPT, all of those have joined hands. So this paradigm shift also needs a lot of convergences where similar programs from the Ministry of Food Processing, from the Ministry of Rural Development, from the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, from the Floriculture Mission, from the Horticulture Mission, from the Agriculture Mission, they have components which help the tribal. And they just have to be honed towards the tribal, and you would have seen a multiple level rise in his income. You all know that this is the position. It's a riot of colors. The tribal system, like you saw the Adi Mahotsav, the GI Mahotsav there. It's a riot of colors. Anything that tribals do, there's color and splash and life. So it's not that we are talking about some system which is lifeless. It's a life full of life, and it has its own vibrancy and its own colors. We just need to give it a commercial leaning, which can give them the incomes that we need to create. Trifed, as an organ of the Ministry of Tribal Affairs and as the chief business arm of the government of India, Trifed, you'll be surprised to know, or you'll be happy to know, is the only organization meant to market produces. Everybody else does production, does rest of the things, but the marketing role has been given only to Trifed in the whole big universe of the Government of India. We are exclusively marketing, so we do handlooms and handicrafts. We are 5 lakh artisans. It's a family of 5 lakh tribal artisans who live in the densest forests and in areas which are inaccessible. And then the other part is the non-timber forest producers, the agri produces, the forest produces, the horticulture, the rest of it. So 2 sets of streams which can enable employment generation through enterprise. And Trifed, this is our basic work. So marketing, like I said, they produce wonderful things but they cannot market. They don't have access to markets. Like the director was telling, 15-day Adi Mahotsav in Delhi generated revenues of 15 crores. Can you imagine? So the things that they produce are quality-wise the best in the world. I can guarantee you that. The outlet has now been opened. So pratyaksham kim pramanam, जो कहते हैं सर, तो वो आप जाके देखिए Tribes outlet में आपके ठीक बगल में. हमें किसी प्रमाण या किसी representation की जरूरत नहीं है. You yourself say that these are the best things that you have seen. The GI products that have come from all over the country here, 63 GI tagged artisans are here. Look at their product. Look at while the minister was looking at this Gujarat sari, the tribal craftsman told that it took him 3 months to make that sari. Now, if it is priced at 10,000, we shouldn't grudge it. Because it took him 3 months to make that sari and 20 people worked on that sari for 3 months. So like it's been suggested by the director and the advisor to the Prime Minister and my minister, we'll put a tag. 70% of all that is produced goes to the tribals, of the business chain goes to the tribal. This much goes to the middle, the marketeer, and 5% of maybe profits is made by the organization which does it. We'll be upfront and very transparent about the whole system, and this is one learning we have taken from this workshop, that we have to be upfront. Only doing it is not important. The world should know that how we are doing it. So this will add to the system. So these are marketing strategies which we are evolving to beat the competition that we have and beat them at their own game through good quality and through good pricing. We have a .com now, tribesindia.com. You can look at all the wonderful tribal products here and you will find them. We have a set of immunity boosters, 500 immunity boosters. Tribal entities have produced it and we are sending them from door to door, and it can be started in Mussoorie itself if you want. You have a unit here, we can start the system. So these are all yeah. So now, very quickly, you have seen the GI shiver. So these are all labor of love. These are the results of labor of love, where people have been working and by hand and not sort of doing the way they have been doing. The traditional heritage has been maintained. And wonderful, these are all wonderful products which have quality, which have a lot of love in them and handmade. It comes from their heart. So the language that these products speak is not commerce, but the language of love which comes from their heart. So we need to support them and get them into commerce. So their love, when converted to commerce, gives them the incomes that we need to add to their income. Atmanirbhar Bharat is not a slogan. It's a empowerment through commerce, so that the local is empowered to earn more. The Jabba dolls, it's all available here. They will be all available in their outlet, and you can, the Sorai paintings come from Jharkhand, where my minister comes from Ranchi, and these we'll be sending to all over the world. These will be very soon into 100 embassies all over the world, and we'll be showcasing and marketing them. So these are examples of all that you have seen here, and you can. The second aspect, the handlooms and the handicrafts, we have the second aspect of generating tribal income through tribal entities themselves. If I work, I learn. But if somebody else works, tribal cannot earn. So the wealth of forests needs to go back to the foresters, because the Forest Rights Act gives them ownership over non-timber forest producers. Now in a value chain of owners, the owner should at least get 60 to 70% of the total value chain. In the present system, the tribal gets about 10%. I'll give you a simple example of tamarind. Tamarind sells for rupees 35 in the village market, the hard bazaar where the tribal brings his product, the primary market. Now, if you remove the fiber and the seed, the same tamarind, people in South India know it's spice, it's an essential spice, will send for about 200 to 400 rupees a kg. If you powder it, if you bake it into a chutney, into a sauce, into a spice, it sells for around 800 to 1200 rupees. From 35 rupees to 1200 rupees is the value chain. The tribal gets how much? 35 rupees. Rest is made by others. Now the Vandhan project wants to convert this to 70% by letting the tribal do the things of production, gathering, which it does, then value addition, branding, marketing and packaging. So this is the value addition which adds 800 to the value chain, and since the tribal doesn't do it now, somebody else is gaining from it. So we are working out a very strong the program to set up 50,000 Vandhan centers in the country where tribals will be doing this, the complete chain of activities. And I'm very happy to tell you that we have already gone into 26 states now. Almost 2,000 Vandhan centers are ready. 30,000 self-help groups have been formed. And they're all into production, branding, marketing, and packaging. This is the magic of value addition. Amul, you remember Amul 30 years ago? Milk. If sold as milk, wouldn't have fetched him any benefits. But Amul sold as ice cream, which is going to join Trifed as an outlet very soon. It was Amul because it value added and got it into 100 products. So raw material, if the tribal economy is a raw material seller, it will not gain much. But if it's a value-added finished product seller, the magic of value addition will give him 5 to 10 times the income. And this is what we are trying to tell you, through you, to the districts, to the entire country, and take this message home, that the person who will work will earn. And if the tribal is not expected to do value addition, branding, packaging and marketing, he will remain in the 20% category in the value chain. So let him do the thing, and he is very qualified to do it. Let me tell you, wherever we have started this has been succeeding. And not all things can succeed. We have done a survey of IIT Kanpur startups. Every 100 IIT Kanpur graduates who started as a startup, only 10 succeeded. And we want all these 50,000 to succeed. It will not happen. Some will fail. So we are not afraid of failing, but trying should not deter us from trying, because some of it will fail. So the Vandhan concept believes on a risk matrix. There are the following risks, as any business will have. But enterprise is based on risk, and this risk-taking ability cannot be tempered down because there can be some failures. So the Vandhan model is an enterprise model, and I am very happy to tell you that 26 states are already on board, and we are working it to make it into it has all the components of a good thing, and this is how we are proposed to take it forward. Training is a very important component here, and these are the products which our tribal groups are making. These are real. These are not PowerPoint presentation outputs. These are all real, which have happened in real time in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh, in Manipur, in Nagaland, in Maharashtra, and in Tripura. I was very happy to see the bamboo bottles being sold in your souvenir shop. This is a Vandhan product. We pioneered the bamboo product, and the Vandhan team in Tripura is now marketing it. So it is now available in your souvenir shop already. So this has to be expanded and taken forward. So this is based on the basically clustering it and then convergences. Ministry of Forest, Food Processing, the MSME, Rural Development, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, they all joined hands to create a 1,500 corpus where this program can do the magic. And a special purpose vehicle is also being formed where this will be a completely market-led system. 100 tertiary processing, the tri-food model, where we're trying to set tribal food parks. It started working in Bastar. 11 crore project is there where a cashew and tamarind and mahua drink, the mahua beverage, which every tribal uses. We are mainstreaming it as a neutral beverage, non-alcoholic, very little alcohol, which happens on its own. We don't add any alcohol. And I'm sure my minister has certified that it is a wonderful drink that needs to be mainstreamed. So we are setting up a factory to produce all these things. They need not remain just handmade and cottage. They need to be put in factories and put across the world. If Fenny can be a drink all over the world, why can't Mahua be a drink for all of us and all of the world? So we're trying to do that, sir. I'm very sure this will take wind, this will gather momentum, and in a very short time, you'll have to go nowhere but just just look for the Nutra beverage at the Tribes India outlet, which will give you this mahua drink, wonderfully made and wonderfully packaged. A lot of promotion would be needed. So this is the tri-food model. This is the way we want tribal food park to look like. You look for a tribal cottage industry, झोपड़ी में बैठ के वो काम कर रहा है, ऐसा नहीं होगा. It will be a tribal food park. It will be matching like the steel industry, like the cotton industry. We'll have the non-timber forest produce industry. It is the 2 lakh crore raw material in the country, sir. The non-timber forest produce का जो raw material value है, वो 2 lakh crore का है. और वो नीति का ये study है which tells us that the raw material value of non-timber produces is 2 lakh crores in raw form. If you can value add all of it, imagine 10 lakh crores, minimum 5 times. 10 lakh crores is the tribal income, and if 70% of it goes to the tribal, he would have made his day. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to give him free ration, free dhoti, free sari, free gehu, free shakkar. This will not be needed. He'll buy his own things like all of us do. So this is the big paradigm shift, the industry part that we need to add to this system. So it's a convergence model, and we've had strong partnerships like we have with LBSNAA. We have strong partnership with the Ministry of Food Processing Industry. They have made special provisions to help this program go forward. Their entire technical team is helping us. The Rural Development Ministry is helping us with hard bazaars where they are making us sheds and godowns under the Manrega program. And special provisions have been made to allow tribal marketing systems to be developed. So it's a strong convergence model which needs no additional budgeting. The real good thing about the project is that it needs no additional budgeting and can happen on its own. So this is the work which is going on in Jagdalpur, Bastar for the Tri-Food Industrial Park that is coming up for tribals. In August, we plan to get it launched by the Honorable Prime Minister in the month of August. So it's a day and night work going on, and I'm very sure that this will see fruition very soon, sir. This is a special purpose vehicle that we want to, so that we beat out the competition. We are not bogged down by certain processes which bog us down in the government. So it will be a special purpose vehicle which is being set, and it is integrating with the one district, one product program. We have done a convergence model, so we can show you on the, but like a shortage of time, I'm not going into that. And the coverage is 27 states, 308 districts. So wherever you go, please carry the message of tribal enterprise. Tribal development means tribal enterprise. And this is the two models that we have, Handlooms and Handicrafts, and the non-timber forest producers. Through value addition, branding, packaging, and marketing, we can give them 10 times their normal income. Do you know what is the value of the potato chips which is contained in that Lay's packet? The value of the potatoes which is inside the Lay's packet is about 50 paisa. And how much do you buy for? 20 rupees. So a 50 rupees potato is sold because of good branding, good marketing, and good positioning for 25 rupees, and you don't complain. So why should we not do this, do the same in the tribal ecosystem? And the magic of value addition will change the tribal ecosystem completely. So the 308 districts that are tribal, predominantly tribal, you all will be our ambassadors. You'll all be going to these districts, and we'll request you to be our ambassadors, carry this message forward, see what is happening, and the Trifed and the Ministry of Tribal Affairs will be always with you to tell you what to do, how to do, and through the director we'll be sending you messages and emails which will indicate the progress that we are making and also the problems we are facing, so that you can help us in sorting it out. So thank you very much, and I'm sure you'll all carry this message. The message of my minister, I gave to you the philosophy, the message of our minister. He said that change the paradigm. Just doing what is being done is not good enough. So this is what he wants us to do, and I'm sure you'll take this forward. Thank you very much. Thank you.